went to swing whenever I need, and I don't went away. But I can find the main way, went and send the main way, and up and send and went away, up and leave my way. Went and swing, and I can wait, away from me away. Away to way, so I can wait, and I can make my way. Like that lemon hanging away, like that lemon hanging away, so I can take the bullets away, and look the lamb away. I'm a traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man. You wait to see, for I was camp, and outside the end of me. And I will see, but I will wait, and I will see my way. But I can say, and I made the same, and I can bring them away. You wait the way, the man, the way, the up and say the way. I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. Well, now let's sing. Man, traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. Traveling man, yeah. You went to swing, so I came, you went to swing away. You went to swing whenever I need, and I don't went away. But I can find the main way, went to send the main way, and up and send and went away, up and leave my way. Went to swing, and I can wait, away from me away. Away to way, so I can wait, and I can make my way. Like that lemon hanging away, like that lemon hanging away, so I can take the bullets away, and look the lamb away. I'm a traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man. You wait to see, for I was camp, and outside the end of me. And I will see, but I will wait, and I will see my way. But I can say, and I made the same, and I can bring them away. You wait the way, the man, the way, the up and say the way. I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. Well, now let's sing. Man, traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. I'm traveling man. Traveling man, yeah. You went to swing, so I came, you went to swing away. You went to swing whenever I need, and I don't went away. But I can find the main way, went and send the main way, and up and send and went away, up and leave my way. I went to swing, and I can wait, away from me away. I went to wait, so I can wait, and I can make my way. Like that lemon hanging away, like that lemon hanging away, so I can take the bullets away, and look the lamb away. I'm a traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man, I'm traveling man. You wait to see, for I was camp, and outside the end of me. And
Yeah, he's saying go, go, go.
Welcome back to the Acoustic Shop channel. I am John. Hey guys, it is New Guitar Thursday. Cannonball!
Hey, how's it going?
We're here.
It's me, and it's also Trent.
That's right.
We're today's duo. So yeah, welcome to the Acoustic Shop. If you have not been here with us before, please like and subscribe and enjoy this video and all the other ones that we've done. But me and Trent are going to go through some stuff here in the shop and also answer any questions that you all may have. And yeah, just kind of go with the flow today. So, what are we checking out first, Trent? What are we doing first today?
I don't know. We should let the people choose. Let the people choose. Oh, we already got something over here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't think that we already have something. I did just want to put out some caveats. Please tell me if the audio is terrible and disgusting. I would like to fix that. I am Hinckley. I am also here today. For those that don't know, the Chapmans are on the road to the Fretboard Summit, which we have talked about ad nauseum this week, so you know, yeah, they're on their way to Chicago. Yeah, they're probably somewhere like halfway through Illinois right now, so that is where they are. That is why we have Corey and Trent here, and they are going to open up this box. Tell us if you have any questions. I will be trying my hardest to listen to the audio as we do this.
Yeah, well, so we're going to run through a few different things today, kind of show off probably some of, you all may know the gist of it, but we're going to kind of show off some of new stuff, some used things that have come in through today, and also going to talk about some of Trent's favorite stuff, my stuff, and yeah, go through it all. So what's the first thing you want to go through, Trent?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a hard choice.
You want to go ahead and unbox this guy?
We probably
got
could,
him?
yeah.
All right, I don't know what this is, but it looks like it could be a Martin. So we're going to go through this and check this guy out.
Start off with a bang here.
Start off with a bang.
I think it might be one of the Street Legends, but we will find out.
Street Legends?
Yeah. Just got another one of those in. We've got a couple of them in, but
we do have some Street Legends in right now. We've got some really good Martin guitars in the store right now, actually.
Oh yeah.
We have two different styles of a D18 Authentic in right now, both of which I'm in love with. I want them very badly. That aged D18 Authentic we have in there is incredible.
Okay, so John Hicks would like you to know that he's ready to buy that guitar, whatever that means.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, feel free to call me, John, or send me an email, whatever works best for you.
All right.
Oh, cool. We got the crazy top. All right, guys. So this first one we've got here is the D18 Street Legends. Of course, this is a new guitar. This is not a used guitar. I believe that they took this pattern and kind of the wear of this based off of a 50s D18, in part that was owned by the lead singer of Nirvana, Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
So they kind of took that wear pattern on his guitar and made it into this here. This is a satin finished D18. If you all have never played one of these before, it's kind of got that satin type of feel and sound. Really gives it a little bit more of an open, almost
a little out of tune. But yeah, the satin finish really does open up that sound a little bit, lets it breathe a little more, lets it vibrate a little more, so you get a little more omnipresent tone out of that.
Yeah, you do. It's like the way that I often kind of describe a satin finish guitar is you're getting, it's maybe not quite as focused, because with a full gloss finish you get maybe all the air kind of just coming right out of the sound hole, it almost seems. But with a satin finish guitar, it feels a little bit more omnidirectional, or almost as if the sound is kind of bleeding around the guitar as well a little bit, and maybe just a little less focused than a full gloss finish. But a lot of people like a satin finish because it does give almost like this kind of belly rumble effect, you know?
Yeah, you really feel it when you're strumming on it.
And of course, as always, it is a fantastic sounding D18. They're always great, Trent. I mean,
oh, yeah.
the D18s, and this is probably no shock to some people out there who have listened to me talk in the past, but I'm a huge fan of mahogany guitars. I really, really like mahogany, the sound of them, and the D18 is iconic in every way, and I think this just adds a really cool flavor to kind of that vintage look for somebody who's wanting a new guitar without all the quirks of a old vintage instrument. So these are sweet. And of course it comes with the awesome Martin TKL case.
Heck yeah.
That's right.
Alrighty, Corey, since you brought it up, why don't you go find us your favorite mahogany in the shop? So far, we don't have any questions, so I'd like to put it out there. Those that are just joining us, please give us some questions. Trent, go ahead and find us a really cool guitar as well. Why not?
And while Corey's working on his, one of my top picks is the Iris DF in mahogany that we have. So I think it's Sitka in mahogany. I could be wrong. Yeah, it's the Guild Sitka and mahogany. This is definitely one of my favorites in the store right now. We'll give a little demo of that.
That's a great guitar, Trent.
Looks like Corey's got one too.
Those irises are really good. You know, I haven't had as much time with these. I've kind of been trying to get on board and kind of really understand everything that Iris is doing. They're new to me, but what I've really appreciated about them is that it's an exceptional, like, stripped down, almost kind of like a bare bones American-made guitar that kind of harkens back to like those old folk guitars, those old styles like that. I like them a lot. I'm a big fan.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Gets you a nice boutique sound at a good price.
Yeah, absolutely. That one that you just had, I think, was Brazilian and Adirondack for under $5,000, which is a really great deal.
Oh yeah, that was a mahogany one.
Oh,
There is one with the Brazilian on it though. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a Brazilian one that's like $4,900. Insane.
What you got, Corey?
What I have, and this will come as a shock to no one probably, is a D18 Authentic 1937. For those of you who are unfamiliar, which I imagine a fair amount of the people out there probably know a little bit about this guy, this was the golden era of guitars from Martin, 1934, 35-ish, all the way up into the 40s. What made these guitars so desirable and makes them so desirable to people who are actually collecting the true pre-war versions of these is they were forward shifted. They just had a certain zhuzh, if you will. I don't know if that's the right usage of zhuzh. But whenever Martin decided to recreate these, and they've done several iterations of this. They've done the 37s, the 39s. I imagine maybe in the future they'll do a different version of a classic, iconic Martin guitar. But with these, they do, of course, the slot-through saddle, ebony bridge, and ebony fretboard. This is an aged one, so it's got some light wear. You can kind of see some little divots here that they made to kind of make it look older. And of course we have a kind of like an aged saddle, which I think is kind of sweet, actually. I really like that.
Yeah, it's got that tint to it.
Yeah, it's got that kind of old tinted look, like it's 100 years old. Of course it is an Adirondack spruce top, forward shifted, and we have a mahogany back and sides with a good, pretty baseball bat neck. I love a big neck on a guitar. Yeah, hide glue, animal protein construction.
All right. So.
Yeah.
So first off, your mom says hi, and then she says, Corey, your dad wants to know which Martin stands out. I guess.
My dad wants to know?
Dad wants to know what Martin stands out.
This one. This is the one that I like. This one and the standard D18 that isn't fully aged like this one. But this one's got something special to it. If some of you don't know out there, these originally were not made with a truss rod. They were made T-bar reinforced. So because of that, this guitar does not have an adjustable truss rod neck on it. But because of that, it's a very stable neck, and it really shouldn't ever move much. But it's got the classic, iconic Martin D18 mahogany sound. It's got that dry, mid-range, woody drive that I love out of guitars. And I just love these. I think they're fantastic. This is one of the best mahogany guitars that can be purchased out there right now, I think.
All right, nice. Let me see here. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay, sorry. So I'm trying to get some questions on here. We have quite a bit of questions. Okay, so first off, Jason said he is tuning in from a Wally's in St. Louis. A Wally's in St. Louis, and then let's see. Okay, Rick Barber is asking, can you give the price to the items as you're showing them? And then Jay Birdman said, tell us about the Bourgeois Panama. Okay, so with that said, tell them the price of that one, and let's look at the price of the Iris real quick.
So this guy here, the Authentic, is $83.99. So not a small price tag for sure. But what you're getting out of a guitar like this is just an immense amount of power, and like I said, kind of that vintage feel. I mean, this is the 1937 Authentic. It's meant to be the guitar for somebody who can't get their hands on a real 37 Authentic because of extreme inflating prices on vintage guitars in that era, and it's really hits. I mean, if someone saw me at a jam with this guitar from a little ways away, they'd probably ask me what year's my Martin, which I would find as a compliment.
So that Iris we were talking about with the mahogany is $3,500.
Yeah,
so
the Iris.
Yeah, the Iris with the mahogany. The Brazilian one, if you were curious about that too, is $49, which is crazy for
That
Brazilian.
is absolutely insane that they're able to make a Brazilian rosewood Adirondack spruce guitar that's American made for that price point. That is the best price for a Brazilian guitar I've ever seen. So
That's right.
that's really good. What do you got there, Trent?
Somebody asked about the Panama Red, so this is still here, but we have no idea why, because this one is beautiful.
That's a great sounding guitar too. I've played it.
But yeah, this is your favorite Bourgeois, you said
It is.
right?
It's my favorite Bourgeois in the store. Yeah.
But and this one sits at $81.99, so kind of close to the Authentic, right?
Yeah.
So kind of like that, but the Panama Rosewood gets that nice red look to it. Plus, it just sounds really good, actually. So Bourgeois has a very detailed and focused way of building, and this one's come in a little bit since it's been here and really opened up. So definitely another top pick of the shop. Corey's got something else.
I do.
Ready to go.
Yeah. Another request.
All right, so let's see. Yeah, so this is Jim Mextorf requested the Martin 0016, and then I'm getting to more requests. By the way, guys, if for some reason we don't see your request or question, please leave it again. And then a question from Jason Chapman. Corey, are we still best friends?
Back to you on that, Jason. I don't have word from New York just yet on that. So this is the. Hopefully he thinks that's funny. So this is the Street Master. So this is the 0016. Of course, for those of you who, so this gets confusing to me. I think John's talked about this, but different manufacturers have different scale lengths and stuff for 000s and OMs. With Martin, a triple O is a short scale and an OM is a full scale. So for this guy, this is a short scale, 24.9, so a little bit shorter than your full scale Dreadnought or OM would be. This is kind of like your relic satin Adirondack spruce with East Indian rosewood back and sides. You know, your standard Martin neck, the low oval profile. Super comfortable guitar. Martin plex all of their guitars, which if you're not familiar with that, plecking is a kind of like a modern, actually I don't really know how to describe a plec. It's like a machine that you put a guitar into that uses lasers and all sorts of stuff to set up the action perfectly, to level crown frets perfectly. And that's what Martin does with their guitars. And that's one thing I always notice when I pick up a Martin is they always feel great. Like they're just set up really well, you know. I find that a lot with, you know, a lot of other brands that we do too. But Martins are set up very well, like perfectly, essentially.
The term butter is a good description for it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, this is the Street Master. It's the 00016, and this guy has the rosewood bridge and fretboard as well, Adirondack spruce, and Indian rosewood back and sides, with kind of like those aged nickel tuners on the back, which I actually really like the look of, along with the rest of the guitar. Very comfortable guitar, great sounding guitar. Highly recommend these. They're awesome.
Awesome, nice. So next up, well, Jason said if you keep me hanging on, I'll have to move on someday. So there's that. And then Robert Chesterton asked he'd really like to see a D18 and an Eastman E1D SP side by side. I don't think that we have an E1D SP in stock, but we do have an E1D Deluxe. Sure. So if that's like the closest thing. The only thing is that it does not have like the very quilted Sapele, correct? But it has a pickup included.
So the specials, we haven't seen any of the specials for the Dreadnoughts come in a little while. They may be getting close to done with. These are, of course, the E1D Deluxe, which is a new model that Eastman released back in January. This is a Sitka top that is thermo-cured, should be thermo-cured. Ebony, bridge, fretboard, and then with this guy you do get solid Sapele back and sides with a Fishman pickup installed. This kind of reminds me of the Martin D10, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right.
The D10E, which
it's actually right behind you.
Yeah, right back here.
That's the exact same guitar, but Martin.
This would be more of your kind of direct comparison between these two. Now, of course, this is a classic finish top. But the D10E is going to have, of course, Sitka spruce, Sapele, same specs, really, I mean, across the board here. I will say that the D10 is a little bit more expensive. I think these are right around $8.99 or so, or a little bit more. I can't see the tag. Sorry, $13.49 for the D10, and then this guy is right at $7.69. So, you know, in a lot of ways, these are the same style of guitar, and then it's just personal preference from there.
Yeah, and then...
Alrighty, so they did want to hear them side by side. I guess play the D18 and the...
So yeah, we got a D18 here, Sitka and mahogany, just straight, standard. So a lot more detail in that one. This one does have a little bit deader strings on it too. So
yeah, this one has brand new phosphor bronze D'Addario XS's on it, while those are uncoated strings on it. So there may be a little bit of a difference there, but all in all, a very comparable guitars in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The D18 has maybe some like mid-range woodiness that the Eastman may lack a little bit of, but these are somewhat subjective things too, and some of this can be perceived. It's
That's
almost
true.
like, you know, sometimes you just got to hear it for yourself. It can be tough. Yeah.
That's why we always encourage that, especially with our return policies, to try it out there in your home where
Yeah.
you really hear those little things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because little nuances can be lost over the interwebs. Yeah.
All right, so just a couple more questions. Let's see what is up. Okay, next question is, do we have a Martin CEO 9? And then another question on top of that, do most of the dreadnoughts come into our store with 12 or 13s?
Great question. That's a great question with the dreadnoughts. I would so Martin's dreadnoughts all come in strung up with 13s, but standard by default. I would say most other brands that we carry do tend to have 12 to 53s strung up across their line. Just as a default, a light string is a really good. It's kind of become the standard these days, right?
It's right in the middle, yeah.
The 12 to 53s, I think, have become kind of the default standard strings.
I don't think we have a CEO.
That most
Yet, anyway.
people out there are probably playing. While back in the day, maybe mediums were that. I still use mediums on my guitars. I think I get more tone and a little bit extra presence out of it.
Just power too.
Just at the sacrifice or the compromise of some playability and tension.
And whenever it comes to what strings instruments come in with, that's also not the same as what we send them out with. We send them out with whatever they prefer.
Right, that's exactly right. Yeah, so we do an inspection prior to shipping out anything, and that inspection typically includes taking a look at the saddle, the neck angle, the nut, anything that needs to be done in those areas. And anytime we're changing strings from, let's say, 12s to 13s, that is putting an extra amount of pressure on the guitar, right? That's extra tension. I think that medium strings are like 190 pounds of pressure that are pulling on this at all times and on the neck. So if we adjust it accordingly, adjust the neck accordingly, then that's something that may need to be done prior. But we do change strings to customers' preferences, usually within reason. Yeah.
All right, so reading off a couple more questions. Let's see. Okay, Herb Michael says, Corey, I would love to hear the Gallagher. I don't know which Gallagher exactly, so please let us know, Herb, what Gallagher you would like to hear. Do we only have the one, or? Okay. So we have a Bluegrass Bell and a G70. Let us know. And then next is kind of a long-winded question. I'm scrolling back up to it because I did see it earlier. Okay. So Kyle Bell has a kind of it's a very hypothetical question that's just kind of with the situation that he's in on trying to expand his collection. So the question for you, Corey, is he has a Boucher BG52 GM. Would selling that to fund a Bedell Bahia be an upgrade in tone and volume? And then how does the feel / playability compare?
Yeah, so there's a lot to that. The true answer is it depends. That's the real answer. So the Boucher BG52 is a really great guitar. Bouchers have this really kind of like silky smooth, this buttery smooth type of tone and playability. But it's still a modern sounding guitar. I think Boucher is pushing the bounds of what guitar makers can do these days with how incredible their Adirondack spruce tops are. They're just the way they build and brace and voice their guitars is very individual to them.
Or precision, what do you call that? Precise and clean.
Yeah. They're very
Detailed.
precise and clean guitars. I would say that I put Boucher right up there in the likes of Collings and Bourgeois and these other kind of highly specialized but really fantastic builders today. I would put them right up there along those lines. Bedell, absolutely in that same conversation. Bedells have a different feel and voicing entirely. I think the Bahias are fantastic guitars, absolutely fantastic, and especially if you're looking to get into a Brazilian rosewood model, there is not a manufacturer out there that has a better priced Brazilian rosewood guitar, except for maybe this Iris over here. But the Iris, excellent guitar, it's a bit more bare bones, right? The Bahia is going to be, you know, excellent quality, excellent finish work, excellent, I mean, they use frequencing for their tops to voice them. So it's a one-for-one, you know. If you're wanting a Brazilian rosewood guitar, then I would say look no further than a Bedell, because they are unbelievably priced and unbelievable guitars. But the Boucher has its own qualities that can't be replaced either, and they both do things really well. I would say, Kyle, to get your hands on a Bedell sometime, if you can, or if you have one local, and see what you think about them, because it's hard to articulate in words the differences between the two. They're both excellent.
You use Bouchers too, probably.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a hard time selling that. Yeah.
For sure.
All right, let me look for more questions. All right, I'm looking for more questions right now. That was a really good way to explain that, though, Corey. All right, so next, TJ Ford says, what guitar would you recommend for around $1,000? He's looking to upgrade from a Yamaha FG830.
Sure, yeah.
So around 1,000.
Yeah, I think Trent's on a mission right now. I think he's got an idea for what that would be. What you got, Trent?
I'm switching stuff around real quick. Hold on a second. So if you're coming up from the FG830.
Okay, so the FG830, we'll go back over here in a second. Let me grab this guy over here for around 1,000. Man, it's really hard not to choose this. I know that this is expanding the budget a little bit. These are right at $1,200. But this is my pick, and it's hard for me to go with anything else. It's the E6D TC. I mean, this is a torified Sitka spruce top guitar with genuine mahogany back and sides, mahogany neck, ebony fretboard, ebony bridge, bone nut saddle, Godot tuners, open geared. Hard shell case, limited lifetime warranty. I mean, the value with these guitars is not matched. No, it just can't be matched. They're fantastic. This is essentially what a D18 standard is at $1,200. So if someone was looking to upgrade to the most value, where value and tone meet on a graph, this is my choice. Yeah. Trent, looks like Trent has an option though.
Another
too.
option that's, if you're wanting to stick with Yamaha, definitely the LLTA, or I think even the LL26, or I forgot what the other one was. LL16, that's what it is. Yeah.
Can be under 1,000.
So that if you want to stick with Yamaha, that or this LLTA is right at 1129, but still with that. And but yeah, right up around that 1,000 price point if you want to stick with Yamaha.
And the LLTA has those really cool, the transacoustic system, which is the outside effects basically on the guitar. I'm going to look for a couple more questions because I know that we had some. What's your choice with a $5K budget?
So whenever you get into the realm of around that 3,000 to 5,000 range, you can get some tremendous instruments. I mean, the first one that comes to mind is always Atkin, because it tends to be in that kind of price point where these guitars sit. This one is what does this one come in at? 4,700, 4,649.
That's solid.
This is an excellent guitar for that price point. It is a baked Sitka top with mahogany. So a very standard guitar, but with a beautiful kind of sepia burst of some kind. That's awesome. I'll see if I can find another one too.
There's a lot of projection and power in this too. Had to sneak one in there. But the Essential D from Atkin, great option there. If Corey's still picking,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I've got
You
my
got one, yeah.
I've got my Corey's pick.
Okay.
So if you were to ask me what my favorite guitar in the store would be at that price point, at $5 or just a little less, this guy comes in at $4,300. This is a fantastic guitar. We actually have two of these. This is the 1964 Acoustic Shoppe Custom Bedell. So with this guy, we asked them to make a Adirondack spruce top for it. We put on this pick guard on this guy. The other one does not have a pick guard on it currently. We asked for mahogany, and we asked for the kind of brass age tuners. And then my favorite thing, which makes this a player's guitar, is the Evo fret wire. Now, if some of you aren't familiar with EVO or Evo fret wire, it is a harder material than your standard nickel silver frets are, and it lasts much longer as far as not getting dented or having to recrown the frets or get a refret. This is a tremendous, and once again, I may be a little biased because I love mahogany guitars. That we have some great rosewood guitars in here too, so please don't get me wrong on that, which I think Trent's grabbing one right there. But this 1964 mahogany Adirondack guitar is everything that a player would want in comfortability, tone, playability, I mean everything. It's set up exceptionally well. This would be my pick for the $4,000 to $5,000 range for the best guitar that is ready to go and set up for a player to play with.
And just over that 5,000 mark, an honorable mention is definitely the D41 from Martin. And so a good classic right there at $51.99. So just slightly over that budget, but a good classic known guitar.
So I'm looking at some more questions. Gotta Fly Lee from North Carolina is asking, do you know where you can get the foam for single guitar stands? So I don't... The foam. Are you asking about like the thing that, like the foam that's on like the back of it, or maybe like the covers that it kind of has?
If it's stripped off,
hold on.
If you've worn it off on like a Hercules, like that right there, the Hercules stand. If you've worn that off, you could probably get away with some rubber, or not rubber, but foam adhesive stripping that you can get actually off of Amazon. And I've used that to repair a couple of things, but you should be able to possibly wrap that around there and it would adhesive stick to the part there. So that would be my suggestion if you've worn that off. Or you can kind of just take it and really just cut it and shape it around that a little bit. That may be a right way to do that, I guess.
Yeah,
other
sure.
than buying a whole new stand, but.
So I was asked to pick up this LL36 from Yamaha. So these are fantastic guitars. This is like a super premium Japanese-built Yamaha here. With this guy, of course, we have the abalone trim around here. We do have a solid Engelmann spruce top, and then we have solid East Indian rosewood back and sides. Yamaha makes a great guitar. And this one falls in right around that $34.99 price point. These are very responsive guitars. They have just so much kind of life and vibrance to them. They're really wonderful.
You're made in Japan.
Yeah, so these are wonderful, and I believe this one has the maple trim around here too, just
Looks
under
like
the
it.
abalone.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is wonderful. Yeah, this is the LL36.
What we got next?
All right, moving on from that, I'm not really seeing, honestly, any other requests in here. If you do have any more requests, please let us know. We'll probably need to start wrapping it up in a little bit. One question is, what type of strings are on the Adkins? Are they XS? Do the XS hold their tone any longer than other strings?
So they do come with, I think they used to be elixirs, and possibly still are elixirs, but I would say definitely the XS is a little bit better in the longevity as far as, like elixirs were known to flake off and do that stuff. The XSs definitely do that over a certain period of time, but I think it's just a slight bit longer that you get out of that. But the tone really kind of stays there, I would say. Would you agree with that?
I think so. I really like the D'Addario XS strings. Any coated string to me is never going to sound quite as good as an uncoated string ever can, but it's always that it's longevity versus tone. I mean, if I were to go into a recording studio right now and go try to get the best tone I possibly could, I would use uncoated strings. I would use like D'Addario EJ17s or GHS Americanas or something like that. But if I'm a gigging musician and playing lots of shows and playing my guitar a lot, it doesn't make sense for me to have to change my strings every day. So that would be my thing.
All right. Ooh.
Yeah, or sorry. Yeah.
Alright guys, so I'm gonna set you guys on two different missions real quick to answer some questions. Yes. Okay, so one, Vince is reminding us that Corey, you said at the beginning that you were gonna show off some used gear. Go get a couple things. And then Robert Chesterson is asking if we have any Iris small body guitars. We do not at the moment, so I just thought that I would answer that one real quick. And also they are both muted while I am unmuted, just so you guys know. I saw a little bit of confusion there. It's just that way we don't like bleed into each other's voices too much. It's a little echoey. Okay, and then M70s is asking, do you have something that sounds good for jazzy rhythm chords? So think about that, Trent. Jazzy rhythm chords. Good luck.
Oh, threw my pick. Oh, tossed it. Okay.
All right. What do you have, Corey?
All right, so we got a couple things. These have not made it out to the shop just yet. We are diligently working on trying to get consignments and use trade-ins online. But as you all know, we are a small shop, and I only have so many hands. So, two. Still have two. This is one that we just got in yesterday. This is an E20D TC. It's a standard model. However, this guy does have an Anthem installed in it, and it is clean. These are great guitars if you all have never played these before. Essentially, it's a 2024. Yeah, it's a new one, or it should be, because this customer only had it for about a month or so before deciding to trade it back in for a mandolin instead of a guitar, because he decided that guitar was not for him after all. But that does not mean there's anything wrong with the guitar, because it's in great shape. This guy will be on our website soon at a used price. And then I also have another Eastman here, and I'll mention the other ones that I have in, but just haven't gotten over to the shop just yet, so that folks at least know that we're working on them. Here we have an E10 SS TC with a gorgeous back on this. Do y'all see this? That's amazing. This is a standard E10, doesn't have a pickup installed. These are typically around 1,500 new. I imagine this one will come in a little bit below that. It's in great shape though. This is another trade-in that we got in. It does look like the tuners were changed. This one has Schaller tuners, open gear on the back. So somebody changed the tuners at some point, but they did a good job, and Schaller tuners are excellent, so that is a really cool upgrade to that. So this is an E10 SSTC. This one will be on our website here shortly too.
All right, and then Trent, your question to remind the folks was looking for something that sounds good with jazzy rhythm chords.
I know we talk about these time and time again, but the Fireside Parlors from Bedell, and that could be any of these that are in this series, really would probably work for that. In that small body pound, they get a ton of volume out of them, and as I was kind of picking around, you might have probably heard in the background, but this is a cedar and Brazilian rosewood, but each one of these parlors just has like a lively mid-range to it that would probably really cut through in that mix really well. So, but it would definitely have that mid-range to cut through in that one, I would think.
Whenever I think of jazz guitars and like kind of, I guess, gypsy jazz swing guitars, I always think of like archtops and stuff, or I think of those old McAfee Django style guitars, of course. But I tend to think of something that's like kind of jangly, almost like a maple guitar or mahogany.
A little bit of that
something a little
top
bit
end.
brighter and something a little bit more, something really cool like this. These are awesome. This is the 905 from Eastman.
There you go.
CE blonde torified. So with this you have, of course, a spruce top and then maple. Now plugged in is where these guys shine.
It's that classic archtop sound.
This is an awesome sounding guitar, even acoustically, and you know, it's got the Lawler pickup in here. It's meant to be plugged in, but this is what I think of, at least when I think of like jazz chords, like gypsy jazz, stuff like that, is that kind of jangly, like almost abrupt kind of note clarity. And yeah, this guitar is amazing. If I could have something, or really any style of archtop, I would be looking at the Eastman archtops because they are unbelievable. And yeah, these are sweet. These have Schaller tuners on them too. That's interesting.
Nice.
But that's stock Schaller. I figured it'd be something different. But yep, of course we have this beautiful set of this quilted maple in the back is just amazing. Yeah, so these are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice. Okay, we are kind of wrapping up here, so let me see. I saw one more question. If anything else crazy pops up, I might ask it. Okay, Jay Morgan is asking, Eastman, E3OM versus E8OM. I don't know if we have both of those in stock, but we could totally talk about them.
I do have an E3OM. So different but similar guitars. The E8 is a true Indian rosewood with Sitka spruce top. The E3 is Avoncall back and sides. Looks like Trent's grabbing one here.
Here's the deluxe version.
This is the E3OM Deluxe. So this is one that comes with a pickup. You have a torified Sitka spruce top with herringbone binding, which is awesome. Ebony fretboard and bridge. And then you get Avoncall back and sides. Now, Avoncall is a interesting tone wood. It's one that you typically hear referred to most in comparison to rosewood and kind of that family of sound. It's got some of those deep bell-like. It's got some more depth to it in the lows than I think mahogany does. This guitar's set up really well. I'm not getting any buzzing hitting it hard. But yeah, these are fantastic guitars. The E3OM is kind of like a slight value because of the Avoncall is a little bit more cost effective than rosewood. So it doesn't affect the tone at all though, because the tone is excellent on these. These are great. Yeah.
All right, very, very nice. So they're comparable to the E8OM, but of course you do get a few other things. You get a case difference as well, just to point out a couple things. Okay, so now I'm going to bring up a couple more questions and stuff. Okay, I thought this was funny. Jeff Little said, John is always tuning guitars, and today they're all in tune. What's up with that? We pranked John.
I also can't tune guitars as well as John can, but don't tell him I said that.
Okay. And then, okay, yeah, he's playing around now. There we go.
That's a good one right there, guys.
Okay, next question. I don't want to leave Alex A hanging. He asked, how about a mandolin? Trent did pick out a mandolin. And then one more thing real quick. Stardance asked, how much is the Eastman archtop? Let me find it. Let me find where that went real quick.
That one comes in right at $3,000. Which is expensive, but that one comes in right at $3,000. So it's on par with the rest of the Eastman's 900 series, like the 922, which comes in right around $29.99, $3,000 range. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic archtop guitar. Cannot recommend that guitar enough for a jazz style player.
Nice. Okay, now mandolin.
All right, this is a consignment Colby F5, and these are made by Steve Henson. And it doesn't say, I guess,
in Charleston.
exactly what. Charleston, West Virginia?
South Carolina.
South Carolina, okay. But this one's just, it's got a great chop to it. So I'd say definitely don't be deterred by this. It's right at the 5,000 mark, for $4,999, but it's got just a killer bark to it.
That mandolin has such an accentuated chop to it. It's got a beautiful mid-range type of chop and woodiness to it. Really well articulated mandolin.
That would definitely cut through in a mix.
Oh yeah, that's a great sounding mandolin.
Nice. All right, I'm going to leave this as the last question because it popped up. All right, so John Hicks is asking, do you have much luck whenever you sell Taylor guitars through consignment? And Kathy did say that was a really nice endorsement that we sold her Taylor within a couple days of getting it here. So we do have perfectly fine luck with selling Taylors.
Yeah, we do. Taylor's, obviously we're not a Taylor dealer, but we still know a lot about Taylor guitars and like what they have to offer too. So we know how to sell those just as well as any other brand. I think it's sort of not always the demographic who comes to our shop looking for Taylor guitars, but when we do get those types of questions, we know how to answer them. So we do pretty well with selling them as well.
There's a used one. Yeah, we got a used one over there actually.
We do.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking at more comments. Okay. They are staring at you on the internet. Okay, Jonah is saying, if you have a chance, how would you compare the Eastman E10 OOTC with one of the Bedell parlors? So those are two different things.
Yeah, so it's kind of like sometimes when I get these questions, I think like, is this like, how do I compare like an ant to a moth, or like how do I compare like Cheetos to a hamburger? I was like, I don't know how to. The Eastman is a wonderful guitar. The Bedell is a little bit more boutique guitar. So like whenever you start to look at the true components and how they make up the whole of the instrument, the Bedell is going to be, it's finely crafted. It's got exceptional components. It's made in America, which is a large component to the cost. It has, it's there may be more time spent in the voicing and the frequency of the guitars and the very fine, minute details and nuances, and you're going to pay for that. So the Bedell is going to be a much more expensive guitar. That doesn't devalue the Eastman, though. The Eastman is still a wonderful instrument relative to its value, and not even relative to just in general. But the Bedell is an instrument or a tool that you do have to pay a little bit more to get the components and the kind of that artisan touch, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's a good answer. I don't know.
I think that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think that's a good way to explain it. That's fair. Okay, so Vince Fielding said, "Great job, guys. I'm sure the Chapmans are proud." Vince, I really hope the Chapmans are proud. This was a fun little show. I know that in the future we're going to try and do more shows with employees, so we'll see how that goes, and I hope that they're having a good time at the Fretboard Summit. I think we're going to go ahead and try and get out of here, but yeah.
At that gas station in St. Louis that they were at.
Yeah.
I bet that was a cool gas station to be at.
I want to compare it to Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Buc-ee's. Is Buc-ee's a fun place to
Oh, you haven't been there?
to be?
Oh, okay, we're going. Yeah, that's fun.
Are we going on our way to IBMA?
We might.
I am going to IBMA, by the way, folks. So
Yeah.
if any of y'all are going to be in Raleigh, North Carolina at the end of September for IBMA, I will be there, Tritt will be there, and Hinkles will be there as well.
So any Goose fans?
Yeah, and if
gonna
there's
be
any Goose fans, I'll be there. So
Heck yeah.
saying nonsense. So.
That's okay. We appreciate you saying nonsense, Corey. Okay, yep. I think that we're gonna sign off. But that does remind me about those very important things that are coming up soon. If for some reason you are going to be at Winfield or IBMA, please say hi to us if you want to come say hi to us. That stuff is always so awesome. Really excited that we're going to meet Vince there and any more of you, so please do that, and I hope that you guys had a great stream. Get excited for the content from Fretboard Summit, though, because that, I promise, I will be working very, very hard on that as soon as they come back with the footage, and we'll get that out as soon as possible.
To see what the Chapmans are going to find, because every year that they go to these, they always find something really cool to get into the shop, or some new bit of information about cool new stuff coming out. It's going to be really cool to hear what about their trip.
Nice. All right, bye-bye, guys.
Bye. I don't know why I did this.
Say bye, Trent.
Bye. We'll see you next time.